So deductions from total income. So before directly moving on to the topic, let us first understand what is the concept of this topic. Now, everybody know that there are 5 heads of income under Income Tax Act. So heads of income means classification of income or sources of income, different sources of income. Okay, so there are 5 heads of income under Income Tax Act. 4 heads of income are called as specific heads. You can call the 4 heads of income as specific heads of income. Okay, and 1 head of income, that is income from other sources, is the residuary head of income. Which is the residuary head of income? Income from other sources. It is the residuary head of income. Okay, residuary head of income means those income which cannot be taxed under this 4 heads, specific 4 heads, and that income is not exempt also under Income Tax Act. Such income will be taxed under residuary head, that is income from other sources. IFOS, income from other sources. Okay. Now, a person wants to know what will be his tax liability. Okay. So to calculate the tax liability, we should have to properly calculate the taxable income properly. Okay. So first, we have to calculate the taxable income. Then on basis of taxable income, we can calculate the tax liability of a person. So for properly calculating the tax amount, we will have to first calculate the tax liability or taxable income of that person. Okay. So if we will discuss from an individual point of view. Okay, one individual is there. Let us take an example of a salaried individual. So he wants to know what will be his tax liability for assessment year 21-22, which is the running assessment year. Okay. So what will be the previous year for 21-22 assessment year? So if assessment year is 21-22, what will be the previous year? Yes, if assessment year is 2021-22, what should be the previous year? Previous year will be 2021, no? Okay. So what is the relevance of this previous year and assessment year? In previous year, person will earn the income. Okay. Suppose a salaried person is there, he will work in 2021 from 1st April 20 to 31st March 21. He will work. Okay. And he will get the salary. And when he will have to pay the tax, he will have to pay the tax on assessment year 2021-22. Okay. Previous year income will be earned and assessment year tax will be paid next year. Okay, suppose one individual is there, a salaried individual, he wants to know whether he will have to pay tax or not. So for that, what you will have to do? First, you will have to take details from him for the 2021 year. Okay, previous year details you will collect from him, salary details, other income details, etc. Then after collecting details from the individual person, you will segregate the income. Salary, how much income will be there, house property, how much will be there, PGBP, how much will be there, capital gain, how much will be there, and income from other sources, how much will be there. Now, one thing you have to understand, all the heads of income will not be there for one individual. Not possible. Practically not possible, and where a rare case will be there. Okay, that a person is having salary, house property, business, capital gains, and income from other sources. At least capital gains will not be a regular. It is a extreme and a rare, capital asset transfer. If you will do, then only you will have a capital gains. So for simplicity, if you will understand, individual salaried person is there, he will have a salary income. This is his main source of income, and he will have an income from other sources like interest deposits he might have done in bank, etc., dividend income, etc. So for simplicity, let us assume that a person, individual salaried person, is having salary income and other source income. So after doing the total, what you have to do, you have to calculate okay, after doing the total, what you have to do, we will calculate the gross total income. So gross total income means what? Total of all the individual heads of income. So this is known as gross total income. Okay. Now, one important thing is that tax will not be paid on gross total income. Tax will be paid on taxable income. Now, what is a taxable income and gross total income? Gross total income is the total income from the heads of income after considering the exemptions. Okay, exemption or exempt income will not be included in the gross total income. First thing you have to know, exempt income will not be included in the gross total income. Okay, exempt income means those income which are exempt from income tax act. Okay, so exempt income will not be included in the gross total income. Right, and keep a very important point you should keep in mind. Exempt income will not be included in gross total income. So this gross total income will be excluding the exempt income. Now, once you have calculated the gross total income of a person, now Income Tax Act gives some benefits from this gross total income, that is known as deductions from gross total income. Deductions means what? Reduction from the gross total income. So you need not pay tax on the gross total income. You have to pay tax on the taxable income. This is a very important thing you have to keep in mind. Okay. So suppose a person is having a gross total income of 10 lakh rupees. Tax will not be calculated on this 10 lakh rupees. From this 10 lakh rupees, some deductions will be given. And after that, what amount is left, that is known as taxable income. On taxable income, we will calculate the income tax. Okay. So how it will work? Gross total income we will calculate first. From that we will give some deductions. What are the deduction that we will discuss in this topic? Some deductions will be given, benefit will be given. GTA, gross total income minus deduction, will give you taxable income. And on taxable income, we will pay the tax. So taxable income, we will pay the tax. So this is how you have to approach in a practical manner. So exempt income will not be included in gross total income. Gross total income minus deduction, taxable income. Taxable income, you will calculate income tax. So you can note down this step. First, we will calculate the gross total income using different heads, that is 5 heads, whichever is applicable to the SSC. From gross total income, after calculating the gross total income, we will give some benefit or deductions, and gross total income minus deduction, we will get the taxable income. And on taxable income, we will calculate the income tax. This much everybody have noted down. Now, deductions is discussed in chapter 6A of Income Tax Act. So if you will refer chapter 6A of the Income Tax Act, you will get the list of deductions. Many deductions are there, but what is relevant for examination, that we will be discussing in our class. Okay, so if you want to see the list of deductions, you will have to refer the chapter 6A of Income Tax Act 1961. Now, first important deduction is deduction under section 80C. You might have also heard 80C deduction, very popular deduction under Income Tax Act. Under 80C, what all is covered, that let us understand. If you are making LIC payments during the year, LIC premium payments, if you have done investment for 5 years in a fixed deposit or mutual funds, if you have deposited, okay, so mutual funds, if you have deposited, or you have deposited in a housing loan repayment you have done, okay, tuition fees of the children if you are paying, provident fund contribution, okay, contribution to Sukanya Samriddhi account. If you are making these investments during the previous year, Income Tax Act says that you will get a deduction up to 1,50,000 or amount paid, whichever is lower. Clear? So if you are making the following deposits, LIC premium amount, fixed deposit for 5 years, okay, tuition fees payment you are doing for your children, okay, and provident fund contribution you have done, or you are making contribution to Sukanya Samriddhi account. So these payments, you will get the deduction up to 1,50,000 or amount paid, whichever is lower. So 80C is basically investment based deduction for encouraging investments. This section is there basically in mutual funds or fixed deposit for 5 years, etc., or purchasing an home. If you are repaying the housing loan principal amount, that deduction also you will get. Now, very important thing is there, this 1,50,000 is not for each payments, it is for the total 80C. Whatever list is there now in 80C, total you will get 1,50,000 deduction. Means, let us understand simply. Suppose if a person is paying LIC payment 1 lakh rupees during the year. Premium he has paid 1 lakh rupees premium, and he is also depositing in PF 1 lakh rupees. So total amount, how much is depositing under ATC investments? 2 lakh rupees is investing during the year, previous year. LIC premium he has paid 1 lakh, PF he has paid 1 lakh. So total for ATC purpose will be 2 lakhs, no? But Act says that amount is restricted to 1 lakh 50 or amount paid whichever is lower. So here this person will not get 2 lakh as a deduction, he will get only 1 lakh 50 as a deduction. So this will be the restriction or ceiling or cap, you can say. Clear? In another case, if you will see, suppose if a person is paying 1 lakh as a LIC amount during the previous year, and PF is paying, suppose let us take 30,000 he is paying as the PF. So how much is contributing? 1,30,000 during the year under ATC investments. So in this case, he will get only 1,30,000, not 1,50,000, because Act says that 1,50,000 or amount paid whichever is lower. So ATC is what? It is an investment-based deduction. Okay, to encourage the investment, LIC payment, for public provident fund, if you are contributing in these investments, you can claim a reduction from your gross total income. But what is the limit? It is 1,50,000 or amount paid whichever is lower, taking together all these things. Okay, for each item you will not get 1,50,000. Total ATC is 1,50,000 or amount paid whichever is lower. Clear? What is ATC first deduction? So ATC, you will have to remember, maximum limit for ATC is 1,50,000 or amount paid whichever is lower. And what all payments are normally covered in ATC? It is LIC payments, popular provident fund contribution. This is a popular thing. Housing loan principal amount repayment, it is a popular under ATC. Okay, clear? First deduction, everybody.